Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. It hasn't been easy.
It's been a tough
But,
road here. It's been a tough road.
So the audio is recording. Our connection is way better than it was. And I think we are on a good start. We're on a good start. So introduce yourself, tell the people what you do, and we can start this off. I'm so sorry, first of all, technical issues. It's not beyond me.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
So hi everyone. Hi guys. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Lydia KM, and that's Lydia KM on all social media handles. I am a talk show host at Ibru TV's. I'm a talk show host at Ibru TV's Let's Talk. I am an actress and I'm also a YouTuber. We can't say commercial modeling too. Yeah, we can say that. We can say that.
You do a lot.
I do. Hey Rodney.
Hello? Is your screen froze? Oh yeah. I was confirming if your screen is frozen. I flipped out and went like, what? Again? So, but anyway, let me just play a small PSA before we start. Cool?
Sure.
Help stop respiratory viruses spreading. Wash hands often with soap and water, or use an alcohol hand rub. Cough or sneeze into your elbow or a tissue, then bin it. Avoid close contact with anyone who has a fever, cough, and trouble breathing. If you have these symptoms, see a doctor. Wash hands after contact with live animals. Don't eat raw or undercooked animal products. Please spread this message to help stop the spread of respiratory viruses.
You know why I'm using this? Just ask me why.
Why?
Because
For dramatic effect?
Because I'm about to start talking to you.
Ha 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 ha. Comedy is in your bones, I see.
So anyway, I just want us to catch up with you, and then I need you to maintain that situation where I was explaining to you. It has a good meaning. I promise you it's for the best, because I can tell from my end. So now I'll just run a few topics through you, because you're one of those people who I know if I call, they can always pick up and they're ready to talk about something. Plus, you do this for a living.
I guess so. Talking is just the thing. It's just what I do any day.
So what do you think about the pandemic so far? I have a few topics, but I'll throw them at you as we just, run through them. What do you think about the pandemic so far? And because we haven't had a discussion about that with you.
So here's the thing. If anyone follows me here, I am super positive. My ideologies are all about.
You've tested positive, or what do you mean? My apologies.
Okay. You really need to hold your comedy.
Listen.
Are you done? Are you good with the comedy, with the jokes? Are they all out of your system? Okay.
I'm sorry.
Are you done?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes, I'm done.
So yes, I'm very positive as far as my outlook on how things were. Initially, I was like, okay, this is bad because of course I know the numbers in Europe. My family's in England, so I know the situation there. So I had a really good sense of how bad things were even before it hit Kenya. But I just felt like this is just a wave. We're gonna ride this wave and it's going to be okay. But the other day I went to Naivas supermarket. I just went to shop and I just saw how the queuing system is now, right? We can't all go in freely, and it needs to be 5 at a time or 10 at a time or whatever. We need to be sanitized. The chairs we sit on need to be sanitized as we wait. And I had the most amount of social anxiety I have ever had. And I think for me, everyone has different stages as far as when it hit them that this is real and this is scary. That was mine. And can I tell you, I have struggled to get outside. In fact, today I ordered a mani and pedi in my house because I didn't want to go to get my nails.
Yeah, who was that dreadlocks guy just massaging your feet you can actually call guys to come to your house and just
there's
give you
there's an app.
a massage.
There's an app. You can
and
get
you just
everything
happen to choose a big guy with dreads and
Do you know what? My point is, I got so much social anxiety.
I hope it was good service. Yeah, sorry. Let's get back to it. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I can't help it, Lydia. Sorry.
I had very good service. And I think as far as the pandemic, I think nobody really knows how serious it is until you have some interaction with how it's affecting your life. You know, I'm currently not going to work anymore. Our show has been postponed until further notice. One of the biggest reasons being that my show ends at 7 p.m. and it's a live show. So I can't be breaking curfew because my job is not part of the necessity jobs, you know? You know, those little things are affecting us day to day. Those are the things that are making you see just how big this is. I follow Forbes on Instagram, and it's showing how some companies which have survived everything aren't surviving this. And then the seriousness is it just creeps on you. But when it gets you, it gets you. And now I'm one of those people who I'm very optimistic, but this is really serious. And this is nothing like anything anyone has ever handled before. Yeah, and that gives me a great deal of anxiety, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tricky for a lot of people. And, you know, I've been having this discussion like throughout the week with different people from different countries. And there's just one common pattern of like just conversation, like, you know, some jobs might be declared redundant after this whole session is done. Like if it takes like 10 months, most probably there's some jobs that might not be relevant after 10 months because people are adapting to a whole new way of like surviving, making money, and just living in general. So a lot of people, their jobs might be, especially I think if you're not in a creative space, you might be lucky, I guess. Anything to do with financing, the government. I don't know what other jobs at the top of if you're a doctor, of course, but it still means you're putting your life on the line when doing it as well.
But to be honest, even in entertainment, there's a big media house that just fired 170 employees.
Wait,
as soon
what?
as
170.
Like that. And it was going from, who do we need to keep this company running? Everyone else, bye.
170.
Bye. I think it was even more than that. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, it was like, what
you can't mention the name. Do you have affiliation?
No, it's not like I have affiliation. It's just that if something which I don't have the permission to communicate. I just don't. Yeah.
I can throw names and then you can do this or this.
How about we start with no? Let's start with
Okay. But how are you planning to survive though? Before I go to like just other topics, like I know like you're saying like social anxiety definitely, and you can only imagine people who are like already going. We're in a whole period where this digital platform gives a lot of people anxiety as it is already, right? A lot of people have a problem with just social spaces and everything. And now we're in a spot where you're like, you know what? This is compulsory.
Yeah, I just did a video actually literally today about how to keep your mental wellness together during this period. We are spending so much more time alone, which means we're spending time alone with our anxiety, with our stress, with our fears, with our worries, and that's going to bring so much. In fact, when I spoke to my mom about this, she told me there's a psychiatrist who said he was doing a press conference in England, and he said that the amount of new cases for mental health issues has skyrocketed in the last 3 weeks. Because guess what? As human beings, we adapt. So when we get in stressful situation, we find a way to get out of that or to deal with it. A lot of people choose sex or drugs or going out clubbing or whatever it is. People giving you attention, whatever it is your drug. You have had it, and now it's being cut short. Especially people who go out every single weekend. You know, like that's going to be an issue. People who go out just to feel good. Then on top
we've
of
already
that,
started seeing confessions online. People saying like, I just want to go to the club and get high. We've already seen people like this saying it openly, like, yo, I'm losing it being in the house.
Exactly. And then unfortunately, the place which we are finding comfort in right now is social media. The most toxic space in the world is where we are all running to. You know, I've set myself my time now for my Instagram intake, for my TikTok intake, because I was starting to see it. I was starting to see how I'm actually going to lose it, because you're spending 24 hours just comparing yourself, you know, just seeing other people's life. That is so noisy to me. so
Yeah,
noisy.
yeah.
So I've limited myself so that I can try and keep myself in check. And we just started April. We just
Yeah.
started April. This is the first full month since Corona came to Kenya, because it came on the 11th. The first case was on the 11th
11th of,
March, 10th or 11th of March. It was a week after my
I
birthday.
think 4 months or 4 weeks.
No, what did I just say?
Said month.
I said one full month, not 4
Oh, yeah,
months.
yeah.
The
Yeah,
first
yeah.
full month since
Yeah.
Kenya's had the cases. So it's
Yeah.
like the most important thing right now is to get this together. That's all I
And
care about.
I have like a very debatable not argument, like just like a statement or a comment. I think the whole disease has, like, it's definitely new to the science world and everything.
Of
But
course.
I think okay, I have a question for you before I say my statement, right? Do you think, you know Idris Elba, right?
Mhm.
Or how do you pronounce his name? Do it with a British accent.
Idris Elba, yeah.
Idris.
Yeah.
How do you think he's gonna die from the disease?
No, he's not. Like, there's
Okay,
no
hold on.
signs pointing to that.
Wait and see where I'm going with this. Do you
Mhm.
think the Prime Minister of UK who tested positive is gonna die from this?
No,
Okay. Tom Hanks.
he's quite old.
Yeah, but do you think he's gonna go because of this?
I don't know with that one. His age makes sense.
Okay, yeah, but my guess is no. And then we have Davido, who said the wife also had tested positive. No,
She's
Davido,
really
right?
young and she has no pre-existing conditions, so no.
But okay, so no, right?
Mhm.
There are a couple of footballers, basketball players, and everything.
Mhm. Mhm.
And when you see each of them like doing like a public statement or just saying like
Mhm.
they tested positive and stuff,
Mhm.
how they normally handle it and the way they're saying it, it's like they're 100% sure like it's not, they're going to recover and bounce back from this,
Mhm.
right? So what I think is that the one thing that's killing a lot of people, though, it starts with like your mental state. I think like it just hits you like if you're not like just mentally steady. I know the physical symptoms that come with it,
Right.
but I think it kills you mentally fast, especially with everything that we're seeing on social media. Because if it's just a flu,
Mhm.
ideally people are supposed to live through it. In Congo, DRC, people have been battling Ebola like I don't know for like how many years?
Mm.
So many years. Like even in 2018, they were still trying and treating people there from Ebola and stuff, and that was
Right.
airborne.
Mhm.
That was crazy. Airborne, like you just breathe next to me in a matatu, it's a
Mhm.
wrap.
Yeah.
So I think with this thing, I think that's just my assumption. I think it just starts with like just your head though. I'm
Um
100% positive like that. Oh, but what do you think? Because I'm just talking about the celebrities who keep saying like I've tested positive, I'll just isolate myself, and then they get through it. So
But
what's
first of all,
killing
yeah,
other people
that's
that's
what
not killing?
the majority of people have caught corona and isolated and they're fine. It's not actually supposed to, like, it's not a thing to kill someone, as you're saying. But when you look at
We're
the
seeing body
numbers,
bags in New York and Italy.
but yeah,
Body
but here's the
bags
thing,
right
yeah,
now.
but
It's
but
body
but
bags.
that's the thing, yeah. You need to check the demographic of the people who are dying. The reason why so many people in Italy have died so much is because of their massive old people population. You know, like, you have to see it that way, because there's only a
Yeah.
few people, like maybe even a 1%, who were young and had no
Yeah.
problem that died. Do you see what I mean? And because people don't understand, the doctors don't yet understand exactly how it's attacking you, what it's affecting, so that it can kill you, then people are just dying without really knowing. Do you see what I mean? And people who are saying that, you need to have a pre-existing condition. How do I know? Maybe mine is just not diagnosed. And then I'm here, 29 years old, I get corona and I think I'm so
Yeah.
good, and then I die. I don't think we have enough information about it to be making assumption that it's a mental thing. I don't think so. But what I do know is that, as a rule of thumb, you have to believe that you're going to be able to conquer something for you to conquer it. But on this one, I think we don't know enough about it to try and to make the assumption that it's more of like the way you think about it. I don't think so.
I think I 100% think that that's what's like wiping people out. Apart from the old age, I think the second one, that's what I'm thinking. Because like I think you see like the way like right now we're talking about like mental well-being. People are going crazy watching those videos that they're seeing online. I'm sure like there's somebody who's just like coughing and they're like already like just losing it in their house or whatever. They just can't even like function properly because they think they have like the slightest symptom. But hey, we'll just know how it goes with that anyway. But okay, and then our two Kenyan survivors who came out today, and they went through like the isolation process and everything, and they're good. They've bounced back, and everything seems to be normal.
And that's what is supposed to happen, by the way. My mom's fiance is a consultant, and he's like, the chances are the majority of us have already passed through it. But it's because when you're in your normal good health, you just go about your day. You just go about your day and you just carry on, and you don't even notice. A slight headache, you cough here once or twice, but it only becomes a problem maybe when you do fall so sick, or maybe you've traveled. A lot of the people who know that they got it is because they were somehow exposed to someone who they knew for sure had traveled. Then it became this. You see what I mean? So if you remove the traveling part, people who are walking now in normal days and probably have it would never assume that they do. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, so I think it's
out of mind, out of your. Is that what you're saying?
Without any indication, without any reason for me to believe that I've been exposed to it, honestly, it would be hard for me to diagnose a headache and a cough as it, and it probably is it. You know what I mean? Like, it would be hard to, but maybe, like now, my auntie has traveled. I go near her and I get a headache. I want to get tested. Do you see? So you're just, you're more inclined to go get tested just because someone has traveled. But chances are a lot more people have it and have already recovered from it. Of course. So many.
Yeah, that's a good theory as well. And I mean, I think I know one thing that can, cure it for sure. I won't put it out there, but I think like a friend of yours who listen. I'm telling you, I know for a fact something that can actually treat it. 100%. 100%. I won't say it here, but I know
so
a friend of yours.
You've got the cure to corona and you don't want to share it.
Hey, listen, man. Listen. It took a bit of research, but I'm certain with what I'm saying. You laugh now. You laugh now. You laugh now until you make that call to me. You know who else knows this? What? One of your workmates who has a TV show.
Who has a TV show?
Yeah, same channel. Ask her. Listen, ask her. I know you know who I'm talking about.
I have no idea. I have many friends.
You'll figure it out. Come on. Like somebody who has like a show.
Yeah, I have
one person who's been on my podcast. Not on your show.
Claire.
Hey, listen, we're not throwing names out here, right?
Okay,
we don't want people breaking people's jaws because they know somebody has an antidote.
Over this Lydia, messaging. If you're not gonna tell us the cure of corona.
Okay, listen. We'll ask her first of all if she's okay with me releasing it to the public. I'll do it. But here's the thing. You see, listen. Keep rolling your eyes. I'm telling you. Keep rolling your eyes until you need to make that phone call. Ask her about, you see, all those symptoms. Ask her about all those symptoms and what can treat those symptoms. And she'll tell you 100%. Like, I don't even know. I don't want to say I don't know why the doctors are running up and down when trying to treat their small. No, listen. We're talking about the management period still, right? When you have all these symptoms and everything, we're talking about something that can wipe all those symptoms away within 3 to 4 days. 100% guarantee.
See, that's the thing, because like I don't trust you, so I'm not even sure if this is like
You don't trust
an
me.
innuendo, some kind of innuendo.
Listen, you actually don't need to trust me right now, because I wouldn't care anyway. I know what can treat.
You know the truth. You know the cure. All right, John.
But we'll save that. No, listen, we'll save that for a reveal maybe tomorrow. I'll ask her if she can come and talk to me about it, and then we'll talk. And it's something that I don't even want to give out the details, but I'll let you know, like on a sidebar when we're revealing it, right?
Also, hi everyone. I don't think I've said hi.
Yeah, please do say it to everyone who's joining. Some people are joining and they're just thinking that
yes, hi.
we're ignoring
Thank you so
them.
much for joining. We appreciate it. Oh my God! Guess who that is? Oh my God, he's gonna die. I'm gonna say it. That's my ex-boyfriend.
Oh, where?
I won't tell you. Hi, Toyin. How are you? I won't tell you. That's one of my exes.
Oh yeah, wait. You already have another boyfriend?
No, I said my ex-boyfriend.
Ex?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's give it up for him a bit, you know. Hey.
Hi, Caroline.
Okay, so what do you guys think about, like, just whoever is online, like, what do you guys think about, like, the coronavirus thing, COVID-19, and how it can be treated, and people who are surviving through it? But regardless, okay, let's move to something else that I had. Like, what do you think? Are you using sanitizers?
I'm using sanitizer for sure. I am literally
around your house
from people. No, not around my house. I'm keeping sanitizer when I go in and when I go out.
Yeah.
I think someone is saying hi to you.
Oh, yeah.
Camber babe.
Hey, what's up? I see you. Let me throw a heart at you.
Anyway, so I'm keeping myself like super sanitized when I go out. Who comes in my car, who I interact with. I am keeping a very big distance with people when I go out. In fact, that's part of the reason why I don't want to go out, because I just feel freaked out all the time. Like, just to not go near anyone.
If you bump into somebody like me, I have to like give you like a hug.
First of all, I am a hugger and I am a kisser. So this period for me is very hard. I better stay indoors.
Oh, you're talking about you. What about the Kiss Bandit?
What about you?
The Kiss Bandit. The name itself.
I know. Did you stop being that though?
I haven't stopped. Listen. Just because I have the world record, there's no like. And you know one thing about this? Who is going to beat my record right now, Lydia? Who?
I don't know. I probably have. Who's weird? I just haven't recorded it.
Who's? Oh wow. Okay. Hey, listen. Okay. But I'm just saying publicly, there's nobody who's gonna like beat that record now. But you know, that aside, I saw this other clip, like how just hand sanitizers, man, they're highly, highly flammable. Did you know that?
So they have so much alcohol in them.
Yep. So most people are rubbing it all around everywhere, right? You wait till somebody buys to do like a barbecue and they just done sanitizers there. And the craziest thing about sanitizers, you know what? Like, here's the thing. They did a test. When you light it up, you can't even see the flames. Like, it's burning, but it's clear flame.
Okay, well, that's like a whole different problem, though. Let's survive the Rona first. Let's get through the Rona.
People are doing barbecues behind their houses, and they keep on like putting sanitizer just next to everything and just doing this. Your hands will burst into flames, first of all. Your hands will burst into flames. Just use it when necessary, but don't overdo it. Just be careful with it as well. It's actually dangerous as well. As much as people are using it everywhere, you might find like kids who are playing. Kids are using it all over the place and still trying to experiment with things. You don't want so be careful.
Yeah, maybe
hand
we should
sanitizers as well.
Articulate those kind of precautions as well, because people, I think people are just like, yes, just
somebody's writing something there for you. I think that's for you.
I think the professionals need to create awareness to make people understand how dangerous it is and how people should sanitize, right? In fact, yeah, that's what I just said. I think there's not enough noise. Thank you, Caroline. There's not enough noise about the precautions of some of the things that we are doing. And I think it's because we just started doing this in a panic. You know, we just kind of started running around and we're just trying to get whatever we can. Also, another thing, masks. The minute you put your hand on the mask, you have made it useless. It's useless. In fact, the new guy who came to do my mani pedi today, he was like, we're not using masks because as soon as I take it off and I put it back on, whatever it is was in my hands is already gone in there. Like, it doesn't do anything, which is true. You know, there's a guide on the World Health Organization website about how to use a mask. If you need to use one, there's a correct way to use it to make sure that it's actually useful as opposed to it being very useless.
So you let this guy come into your house, rub your feet. This stranger, you let him come to your house, rub your feet for like almost an hour, fly oil, and most importantly, not use a mask while at it.
There's no point of him using a mask because guess what? He needs to take it off. Like, a lot of them are not breathable. Like, there's a particular way you need to use that mask to make it useful. And most of the time, it's to protect that person from getting it. Do you understand? It keeps you away from it. That's why they tell you can use it if you're taking care of someone who's got the virus. But you yourself, keeping it when everyone is good around you is pointless.
Oh man, Oh, okay, true. I got you with that. And then we'll bounce back.
Saber Hassan, hi.
Is that Hassan?
I hope I pronounced that right. I'm sorry.
Oh wow, everybody's just agreeing with you. Everybody's just like, yes, preach on, Lydia, preach on. We'll come back to like just the COVID-19 and the virus. What did you think about Kipchoge GQ spread?
I think he looked dope. He looked dope. To be honest, I thought it was like a bit outside of what I would think he dresses like. But the funny thing, I don't know what else he dresses like, because for tracksuits, because we just see him in his sportswear that you don't really know exactly what his fashion is. So I was like, oh my God, okay. We see you, Kipchoge, keep turning. Okay.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really good. And I think it's like, those kind of situations are amazing to see. Like, this kind of representation is what we all want to see. We want to see more of ourselves in the bigger platforms. And I saw that it was
a king. He looks like a king, though.
Looks fantastic.
Royalty.
He looks wonderful. I saw that one of the stylists was also a Kenyan artist, a Kenyan stylist, which I love. Did you interview him, Daphne?
That's my homie, Raf.
Oh my God, that's amazing. So I saw that and I thought that's so good. And it's not just, him just there. He also did something to pull someone else in and give somebody else some more space. And I love that. I absolutely love that. I'm all about sending the elevator down. So I think it was dope.
What did you think about like the cost of his outfit? They put like some price tags and everything.
I saw you tripping about this. I saw you tripping.
What?
Why are you stressed though?
Those pants were $5,000.
Right, exactly. And they're you being used to express somebody else's vision. The same way your equipment alone is worth how much? Do you want to say that now?
Listen, equipment. Equipment is a whole. We don't iron and press my equipment.
No, but
you know that, right?
It's being used to express someone's vision the same way your equipment is.
Yeah. Would you buy your boyfriend those Gucci pants?
If I had the dough, of course I can, because I'll probably have the same.
You would?
What? If I have the money, it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. I have a good question. Listen, you bought your boyfriend those Gucci pants, right? And then a few months down the line, you know how this always goes. Maybe, just maybe you break up. Are you taking the Gucci pants back or are you leaving them?
This is my point. If I am able to afford those Gucci pants, then that means that's nothing to me. So I'm not taking it back.
Oh, no, I'm getting those Gucci pants back.
No, let me give you some perspective here. You know, John, you are able to look at other people and see how privilege and how, oh my God, they are. Hi, Nisi.
Yeah.
You're able to look at people and see how privileged they are, but there's somebody who looks at you and maybe the clothes you're wearing, yeah, they have a conversation about it, like the way we're having the conversation about those Gucci pants. So it's just relative. You are living in some kind of privilege that somebody else thinks it's intoxicating. Like, oh my God, you would go and spend that much money on Art Cafe on food? There's someone who's saying that.
Hey,
and
listen,
you look crazy to them.
Let's not get too personal, all right? All right? All right? All right. Let's not start hitting below the belt, Lydia.
No, it's not. I'm just telling you. That's the rule. Like, wealth is relative. So, like, what you think is expensive, somebody else doesn't think anything. And then what you think is very cheap is someone's livelihood or somebody's paycheck for that week.
Okay.
And you just use the
well,
Ajaba.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I mean, point. I understand completely what you're talking about. I don't even have a comeback for that. No, I'm not doing that.
Hi, Elsie.
So,
hi, Angare.
And then, just which is there any part of his outfits that didn't connect with you or you didn't understand them? I didn't understand, like, it's the Gucci pants. Raphael tried explaining them to me, and he was explaining to me about the material. They were like in 2019 runway. He was just telling me about all those like things that come with the fashion industry and why they cost that much. I didn't understand them.
Right.
The shoes, I also didn't understand the shoes, because the one specifically that he had on with the Gucci trousers, the Gucci pants. Those shoes were, I mean, I don't know.
Hi, Waiteki. Let me tell you. See, this is the thing, yeah? You're trying to understand it. I'm not supposed to understand it. That's the thing.
Oh, but that's it,
I'm looking at it like what a wonderful expression of like fashion, of style, of his essence. That's how I'm looking at it. And when I see it, and especially when I think it's like so complicated and I don't understand it, it makes me feel like their character is rich. You know what I mean? I feel like everything that we do is just an expression of who we really are. So when I see someone expressing themselves in such a rich way, I can only see it as like, oh wow, like what a rich essence they have, and I can only appreciate it that way, because I'm not going to understand which runway any of this was in, because this is just not me. I just don't get it. I'll be confused.
And it also just gave us something slightly different to talk about for like a few hours. So I guess, like, even for me, I was really excited when I saw like what my friend was involved with, just the wardrobe styling. That was like, like, can you do an interview? And it just did it immediately, and that was really good. So that's now, another thing, what jobs do you think will be declared redundant after this whole pandemic thing?
Well, let's start with talk show hosting, because
who is this? Nakuanga nimeku krashia. Okay, that's me or for you.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a man or a woman.
I listen. I don't know what you're into, Lydia. Either way, I know you're a free spirit. Get your freak on. You're single right now. I mean, you do your thing. You do your thing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm not particularly sure which job I think will be made redundant. I mean, redundant is pretty extreme. I know people are going to get fired. A lot of jobs are going to end because the companies can't sustain themselves. So I know a lot of people are going to get fired from that. But I don't know if I don't know if it's.
I just want to touch on specifics that why, because I think the only biggest thing right now is like I think a lot of people, just like as a whole, we're still in a denial stage. You see, for people who work independently, like for me, like I'm not going through that anxiety, like, I'm not going to work tomorrow or anything. Yeah. And in fact, if I'm honest with you, I'm actually getting like job requests. Like I already have 3 or 4 job requests because people need like online content, because that's
creator.
what's popping right now. People need to put out material, and that's what people are reaching out to me for. But I can only imagine somebody who clocks in somewhere and clocks out. There are some jobs that people, and that's where like now like the mental state, mental well-being for all these people, all these people needs to be faced. Denial stage, like, but there are some jobs definitely they're not coming back to after this. 100% sure.
And we are thinking about the people who are. I mean, we're thinking about anyone who has a 9-to-5 has some level of privilege, right? I am thinking about the Juakali people, the ones who the thing they make that day is what they eat, right? And right now they're being restricted as far as the curfew is concerned, and potentially if there is a lockdown, they won't be able to go and get the thing that feeds their family that night. You know what I mean? I'm not part of the anxiety as far as finances, because God is gracious. Whatever happens, I'm going to be fine, and I know that. But those people are the ones who I'm worrying about. Like, if the food on your table at the end of the day comes from the sweat of the whole day, what do they do? And then the worst thing is that our government does not have the right infrastructures to take care of people like that. My granddad is still waiting for his pension, like Sijui 6 or 9 months backdated, and that's just pension. So right now, if they needed to help people survive, a lot of people are going to starve to death if there's a lockdown.
And the thing is, if you compare what's happening in the States, and everybody I've interviewed in Europe, like where is it? Like in Italy, unfortunately, it's like a very bad situation there, but the government is still giving everyone who's in the system an equivalent of their salary every end of the month.
See?
In Germany, you're getting, I think, more than 50 or 60% of your salary checking in your account every end of the month. And then one other thing is like they all have medical care.
Yep.
They have medical care. So you see, like, regardless of all this happening, like, you really won't lose your mind completely. You might be stressed about the infection and everything, but at least you can make rent. You can buy your basic utilities. If you need to pay for internet, if you need to pay for transportation to go somewhere, you can actually go. And just like basics if you have a family. But now on the flip side, for other, can I call them like casual laborers? I mean, they live from hand to mouth, daily, hand to mouth, hand to mouth.
And not even the casual laborers. Anyone in Kenya, if they're not going to work, the government isn't doing that for them. So your landlord is waiting for you at the end of the month, but you haven't worked all month. How does that go?
There's a video I saw today.
The landlord, even if he had the heart to say, you know what, this month we're not going to give you, right? Maybe that money is what's paying the loan at the bank that's waiting for him. You see what I mean?
Think about it. Even if they give you 6 months, right? Worst case scenario, they give you 6 months, and then things start going back to normal. Are you gonna be able to pay for the 6 months?
Do you have a job? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's so destabilizing. It's just, oh my goodness. Like it's honestly, it's so unfortunate. And the biggest issue for me is because of like the country not being able to handle things. When this first started happening, I was actually thinking like whether or not I want to be stuck here or go to England, because I feel like England got it worse.
Oh wait, you're considering to actually go to England?
Yeah, I was. But my consideration were England has it so much worse, right? But they can handle it. Like it can be handled. Do you know what I mean? People are not going to be starving to death because the government has no idea what to do with it. But here, the healthcare system, the government alone, those two things alone are going to make this situation so much worse for Kenyans than for England. That was my consideration.
Do you think in the long run? Sorry, just finish.
But yeah, I thought probably don't run where the fire is. As much as obviously healthcare is not fantastic and everything like that, I've got private health insurance. I'm able and healthy. There's no reason why this would be the end of my world. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, so I was just like, I'll stay here and write it out. So that's what I decided to do.
Do you think the government will at some point start giving checks to those people, or at least even food?
Which people?
Hey, listen, I'm just asking. Look at your face. Stop making
First
that
of
face.
all, like for example, the way the systems are set up are really easy, like abroad, where like everything is just systematic that the government can really just it's just like one streamline of payment. The logistics alone of paying everyone, the logistics alone when this like all the systems are not connected. Oh Lord. Corona came to the wrong continent, but we shall overcome. Amen, Davy. We shall overcome.
And
We shall, but
people,
yet again,
yeah.
sorry, this is going to be one of those things that the privileged are going to kind of
Eve is saying, what's up, Eve?
Oh my God, let me tell you guys about Eve. Eve is one of my RODs. She is she's my stan. She stands for me so much, and she's such a lovely girl. We've never met. We're just online friends, but like she's my friend. Hi, Evie.
She's single.
I don't know. Eve, are you single? Abu say if you're single. I don't know.
Tell us.
Tell us if you're single, Eve.
And then, so now, so yeah, I was asking, like, you think at some point, because I saw some pictures where, I think, was it on Nation or something, they're saying like they're preparing, there was a picture of like food piled up in like sacks, and they were saying like they're preparing for worst case scenario, they might start like giving out food. But I don't know if that's going to happen, or if that was just like, like PR or something, but we'll see.
I'm not going to hold my breath, like at all, but I hope that it works out. And also I hope there's some kind of rallying, like, because it's us who are going to suffer, like, forget the government, whatever, we can have that conversation until kingdom come. But like us being able to support each other, the people who are struggling, if we together can make a collective on like funding things. I saw in Nigeria they were doing that. There's somebody who started like a pledge, and people just start pledging so that they can take care of the people who are less fortunate.
Like
that
you send
I think
food, or you send money?
You send money, and then the food is
hey,
bought.
listen,
You can send
in Kenya, I don't think it's a good idea to start sending money.
Right. Whatever.
we
you
already
can send
have
whatever
enough
you
problems,
want, but we're talking about food in bulk. And right now, when people aren't able to move, it's not exactly that easy to be like logistically taking food from one place to another. Do you see what I mean? So what is happening?
I've thought of something. I've just thought of something. What's up with these companies that are always running CSR campaigns throughout the year with YouTube ads? Where's Safaricom? Where's Equity? Where are all these companies that are always doing a lot of CSR? I mean, we're using your bundles. In fact, my internet connection right now, I hope they step up their game and like actually start putting programs that actually now show like they can be of use to the community when they really need you. Apart from PR, like even if it's PR and you're doing it, because now most companies are like, nobody's talking.
But the reason why they're so is because they are just on as unstable ground as ever. Let's just say maybe not Safaricom, because there's no way they are, because first of all, even right now, they just pocketed from me.
They're still cashing out. That's the thing.
So I really would love to see that. But as I say, I'm not the person to hold my breath about big corporations suddenly starting to think about the little people. I'm here for what can we do? What can we do personally ourselves to be able to help each other? So I want to see how it's going to go if we do go into a lockdown. But it would be great for people to kind of join hands together for the people who are really going to suffer through this period, because there are many.
And then another whole department is now like, Kenya also relies a lot on tourism, and not just tourism. Tourism for the big five, the animals, and of course, that goes hand in hand with also sex tourism as well, which is a huge like industry on its own. South Africa, they have like a whole like, is it like a group, or what do they call it? Like a union. They just formed a union for like the sex workers there, and they were saying like they have a total of an estimated number of 150 sexual workers who are like, yo, the government, we've never asked you for anything, but right now, you know what's up. We really need your help right now. And they were like even saying, you know what? This was like on the headline news.
I mean,
the request is noble. Is a lot of people.
The request is very noble.
And you know why? Where I'm going with this question? Do you think we should do something the same way you're saying for the people who are starving? Do you think we should do something for our sex workers who normally dedicate their lives and do a lot of good to the country with attracting sex tourism? And this is not a joke. I'm actually because there are people who rely on that.
Right.
Do you think we should do something for them?
For me, I don't think it would be for them to be helped because they're they're sex workers. No, I feel like it would be to be helping them because they're people who are struggling and they're part of this country. For example, even the people who are going to be helping Juakali, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what exactly is that you're doing because right now you're in a struggling position.
I'm just saying because, you know, it's industries. I'm just speaking industries because their industry has been affected like majorly as well. You know, like the way we can say like the hotel and entertainment industry. Of course, it's suffering, but now I'm putting them like in a group as well, which is sex work, which is also being affected like majorly. And even people who just spend on that on a regular, on just apart from tourists, even the locals though, who spend their money. I don't think now anybody's paying for sex right now.
Wait, I 100% get it, and I get what you're trying to what your point is. Because they're not recognized, because they're not recognized, the government don't recognize them.
The government no. Oh no.
The government knows. I said they don't recognize. There's a difference. I might not know you, but I'm not willing to recognize you publicly.
Like a formal entity, like a business.
They do not recognize them, so that it's not counted as one of the things that keeps the economy going. So that's not seen as an industry the way we say it. We just say it because we know it exists. But when we're discussing industries, that's not one of them because there's no tax return forms. Nobody sees how much you're earning and blah, blah, blah. So as far as how you're contributing to the economy, the government doesn't recognize that. So it just, that's left at that.
You know, the craziest part is like, that was the whole issue with SA because like, the reporter was asking like the lady that, you know what, the only issue is like, you guys are not documented, you're not paying tax or anything. So even if the government wants records and names to assist, how will they know who they need to assist and how much money is made and all those things? So there's so much formality that needs to go to it.
Even me, I could say that I'm part of the sex industry. How does anyone know?
Oh, hey, listen, I wouldn't, first of all, I would, listen, first of all, can I say something?
This would have been a good time to release and place the Beyond Zero mobile clinics all over the country. They are still rusting at the coast and not helping anyone years after they got in Kenya. Oh my God, I think that's good. I don't know what the Beyond Zero mobile clinics. Well, I don't know what Beyond Zero is, but I know the mobile clinic is. No.
Okay, maybe Kuyo will break it down for you, but that's my homie. Kuyo, just break it down for her there, like on a sentence or two, because I know of it vaguely, and I can't expound on it very well, but I think there were supposed to be clinics that would be positioned in those places where people can't afford
or put up in reach or
exactly.
I get the concept of what a mobile clinic is, and that just sounds smart, just like at the door.
Physically, they were already, like, those things are already there. They're already there. So I think what he's saying is, like, why not actually start? That would actually be good. And even for, like, testing, for testing, if you have test kits, that's how you can start setting up in those two remote places or places where you hear, like, there's a spread or something going on.
Exactly. And I think the worst situation in areas like that is like, how can I explain to you? I heard that there's somebody at Kibera slums who got beaten to death because people thought he had corona, which completely like doesn't make any sense because of how corona, number one, is passed around, and also it shows like we're in a situation where people are not exactly educated, and not to say everyone in Kibera isn't, but you get my point. Where where the it's like a low economic situation, like things like that are going to happen, and then ignorance becomes like the thing. So people, like I saw people running away from a white person the other day.
Wait, where? Where?
Yeah,
in Kenya,
in Kiambu. Yeah.
Running away.
Hi, Elias. That's the guy who edits videos. He's really good.
Crystal director.
He's really good.
He edits the show?
No. He does editing for Ebrew, but also he can do editing for you, and he's really good. He edited my what you're kicking out of your life video, the one I was walking and then the guys were like, do you remember it?
Oh yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah, he edited
wow.
that.
And even at times I do like shoot like a lot of work, and I always have like a backlog.
He's really good.
I mean, say his name is Crystal.
Crystal director. Yeah, he's great.
So Crystal, man, if you can send me like a rate, I do have like a backlog of stuff that needs to be edited, as long as you're reasonable. You know, for me, I'm always looking at should I pay somebody else and reduce my profit, or should I keep on increasing my profit? So if your rates are reasonable, just reach out to me. I have some work pending, and I think you'd be the perfect person for it, especially now that people are indoors.
Boom.
So
yeah.
holla at your boy. So yeah, okay. Yeah, and I also saw like the guys who are like, you know, just like surrounding the Chinese tourists who are in Kibera trying to do something. Did you see some video that was going viral?
I didn't. But I have seen so many people being so ignorant about Asians. Like, I mean, what? Yeah. You know, but I understand it. It's the same thing when it comes to even AIDS. How is it spread? Yeah. Most of the time it's ignorance. Things spread faster because of ignorance than knowledge. Because when everybody knows what it's like, yeah. My mom is right now the A1 doctor of coronavirus. She knows everything. She knows everything. Today when I got my mani pedi, she was just like, okay, if he has a mask which he has not used, if he uses it, right, because when somebody walks past you and they have corona, nothing's going to happen to you. But when somebody is having a conversation with you, they're close enough to you,
that's when it
within 15 minutes, then like within a time of 15 minutes, that is long enough for you to get it. All right, so Shiko
okay, I have some comments here from Shiku from
Beyond Zero is a non-profit started by the First Lady to deal with maternal and child health and infant mortality because of HIV. Right, okay then. Then Tom, hi Tom, not even mobile clinics. We've actually closed schools. I bet each and every constituency has one school. It could be easier if people are allowed in controlled numbers to test for COVID. That's another smart one. Thank you so much, Shiko, for that information. I didn't know that. And you're right, Tom. It's true. Schools are closed, so we could designate them, because right now some of them are being used for places to self-quarantine if you can't afford a hotel. So
is it for free if you're going to those places?
No.
What? Wait. Okay, hold up. Now this is where it gets tricky. Will somebody who's not making money even say like they have the slightest symptom, if they know they're going to go to a place and then they'll have bills piled up for them?
Yep. So first of all,
then that's not a good idea.
If you can't afford corona, stay in your house, because it's expensive to self-quarantine for 14 days where you want to be comfortable. You want to be comfortable and it's on you, which I think is crazy. Kuyo is saying same happened in Mombasa. A man was beaten up for coughing a lot, right? I think this is because the largest population is not well informed about COVID-19. That's exactly what I'm saying. Ignorance is what is making this go faster. Shikomoshai, it's 2,000 bob a night. It's 2,000 bob a night for the school.
I'm not paying.
For the school, you don't have a choice. And guess what?
No, but that's,
let me tell you, there's this guy who came from Qatar and he did self-quarantine. This was when it was optional, right? And people found out and they reported him. He was taken somewhere to self-quarantine at his cost, and then he's being sued for negligence once he's out of self-quarantine. Wait,
Man,
Shikom Moshai, is it 2,000 bob a night to stay at this school? Because that is ridiculous.
But are you getting any care there, or is it like one of those situations where you're piled up with so many other sick people,
First of
even
all,
if you're trying to heal, your body is still not adjusting to anything?
First of all, you don't need treatment when you're self-quarantining. You just need to stay away from people.
Plus, hey, I told you what? I have
Whatever.
a treatment. Listen, I said I have a treatment, Lydia.
But the CS mentioned that they're experiencing challenges with the testing kits. The government is highly depending on donations. Yeah, but I saw what's his name? Oh my God, this billionaire from
Jack
China,
Ma, the owner of Alibaba.
Right? Yes, he sent masks and stuff like that. So I get it. What challenges? Yeah, we don't have enough testing kits. We don't. And you know the reason why South Korea was able to stabilize is because they were testing everyone everywhere. Like, I mean,
what's the testing process? Are we talking about that expensive thermometer that people are being pointed on their forehead? That's not testing, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. But I know that the testing.
Because if that's it, the testing has to be a swab. They have to insert like a thingy like in your nose to pick like mucus and stuff. It's not just like pointing and getting your temperature.
But South Korea, they invested in that more than anything else. Before their borders, before anything, that's what got them in the clear, because as long as we know who has it, we have control. But now we're being told people have, but we're not being tested at random.
Apparently, it's like only 30 people right now. Do you believe those numbers?
No, they increased. See, it was 31, and then now it's 8 more. It's 39.
So 39? Well, I guess that says we're doing better than so many other countries. If that's the true number, that's like the actual figure. Okay.
I don't know.
Eve has something for you. Eve is saying something.
I feel like the whole quarantining in a school is a scam. How do you quarantine 6 people in a shared space and not expect them to not transmit the virus? I feel like what's a scam for sure is the way that it's being handled. For example, I saw on the news, this lady said, I've come from a country that does not have corona, and I'm here chilling with Mr. Italy. You've already exposed me if I didn't have it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It should be from the order of things. And now I think Madagascar is the only country that doesn't have any recorded cases, right?
It doesn't?
It doesn't.
What?
I know.
Okay, wait, they don't have testing kits, or they don't have any reported cases?
It's because nobody had been in or out. I think they stopped it from before it got there.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, anyway, my point is, when people come in, the way they're being handled really matters. How is a pregnant person, right, over here, like, you're already exposing them, you know, and then there's no communication. It's not like this is how you need to do it. People are staying in the airport for so long. I mean, it's been a hot mess. Kuyo, I had a discussion with a friend yesterday who told some of the tests are actually being taken to South Africa. We don't even have enough for ourselves.
Wait, they're being taken to South Africa? For what?
We don't have enough. But then South Africa is in like a really, like, they're in deep shit.
Oh, it's bad?
Oh yeah, they're in deep shit. See, they even had a lockdown.
Yeah, but I just hope we don't get there, because, you know, like, that's the only issue. Like, sorry, I think we got cut off by Instagram. I think there's a limit maybe for 1 hour or something.
Guy, we've been here an hour. I gotta go. This is
but what did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Yeah, me and you, hey, we can talk, eh?
Yeah. I mean, I told you, like, you know, at times you just sit around people who give you that good energy. I can't help it. I'm sorry. So where were we?
You can't help that you're receiving my good energy. Yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah, so I'm sorry we hadn't finished reading the last thing that was written by Kuyo. Had written something, and then somebody else had written something. So I'm sorry, guys, if we don't read that, it's because
Kuyo had said about it was Kuyo who said the last two things. So he said about the test that being taken to South Africa, but then he had, I think, a typo in his message. So he had corrected himself. And
then I asked, like, what do you think about the whole curfew thing and people being, like, you know, being physically disciplined to stay indoors?
Yeah, so I think it's disgusting that people are being beaten because of a curfew. Like, what even is that? I think that's ridiculous. However, I know
However, mm-hmm.
most people kept their ass at home after they saw the ass whoopings that were being handed the day
I think it
before.
worked.
But it's not supposed to be that way. You're not supposed to scare your citizens into cooperation. You know what I mean?
I think there's a time diplomacy just fails, Lydia.
It didn't. They didn't try.
Haven't you seen? Haven't you seen like people who are like mocking cops and they're just like drinking, going for drink ups?
You know, if it was like day 1, we are asking. Day 2, we are asking. Day 3, we are asking. You know, then you can be like, oh wow, diplomacy didn't work. It was
you want to
day
give people
1.
3-day warnings?
No,
warnings?
But it was day 1 of implementing it. You are allowed to give people the space and the breath to be able to do it. I think it's ridiculous. And you know, that Friday, you can imagine the panic that was there. People not being able to get home on time. There's not enough matatus. A lot of matatu people themselves are trying to get home by 7.
Yeah.
How are we all gonna try and get home by 7? How? It's not possible.
Aren't people doing it right now?
No, but that's the thing. Because we've been able to adjust, to understand. You know, if your boss thought, this is not a big deal, they didn't let you out early. Then you just went late. Do you understand? I think there should have been room. There should have been room for people to be able to arrange themselves before administering beatings like we're children. Yeah, no, I think it's unacceptable. Guess what? The reason why our transport is crap, the government. The reason why people are still having to work, even maybe work that is undocumented, our government. The entire reason why our country is in the state that it is, it's their fault. But they are beating people because they have not made the curfew on day 1. Just get out of here.
I think, you know what, day 1 was meant to be.
Yeah, someone said, how exactly is the curfew helping?
Day 1 was just supposed to be like, I'll go to that. Day 1 was just supposed to be like, hey guys, listen, we're serious about this. That was all. And for me, like anybody who was smart enough, like even for me, I called my mom and told her like, yo, just please, I don't want to see videos on TV. I told my sis, please, just be in the house. Because I know shit will go down today. And what happened? I was just like, you know what? I don't want anybody that I love and care for.
Until you don't want to see videos on.
Oh yeah. I was just like, hey, listen, please, just guys, if you need something, I'll send someone. Don't leave the house. Don't leave the house. And lo and behold, did you see what the fuck happened? That
was crazy. So on the question of Kuya's question, how exactly is the curfew helping? I don't exactly think it's helping at all, but it's reducing the amount of people who are interacting on a daily basis. I think that's
especially at night. A lot of people interact at night. Kenya is a drinking nation,
and when you're drinking, you have no discipline, you have no manners. So, like, I get how they're trying to keep the economy alive by staying making sure that at least some people are working in the day, but trying to limit how much you're socializing so that we are not exposing ourselves to each other so much. That is the only thing I can think of, Kuyo.
And what are you trying to do at night that you can't do during the day? Please explain to me. From a formal job, selling drugs, prostitution, everything can be done during the day. 7, go home. Yeah. I'm just saying, even branch, do it during the day. Evening, go home. I mean, okay, but social gathering, of course not. But I'm just saying,
essential stuff,
yeah, you can get them done. Anything, all those basic needs, you can get them done during the day. Why are you laughing, Lydia?
You're funny.
But I'm saying, because if it's your quickie, go get it during the day. Go back home at 7.
Did you see what Eve said? Right? But people are out here hosting house parties. Why are you attacking me, Eve?
Listen, listen, I know how we can help this. If you know anyone who's hosting a house party, please send me a pin and I'll just give them a better way. I have some people who can come and join the party and make it even better. And these people are dressed in blue and they have like some sticks that can be, used as part of the party, and people will be screaming and everything. I think
everyone should chill because I went to a small gathering,
Oh, wait, you did?
I went to a small gathering, in my apartment.
you also have to be part of the problem. You're being
How?
irresponsible, Lydia. You can't
I
even
know.
admit to that. Why would you do that?
I'm telling you, because I did, because I was bored. Guys are
Yeah.
using that logic too, but gathering along Lemuru Road and such.
Yeah, no, I've seen guys going to park vehicles and drinking, but still, it's still not a good idea. You
Oh
need to
yeah,
do
that
this
Lemuru. Oh my God,
temporarily.
someone else said about Lemuru. Plus today I've come across people hooking up for drinks in some tea plantations in Lemuru. Oh,
That's
do you
the
know?
place where people are going to park. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
I think so.
apparently.
Oh, you have pictures? Eve is saying pictures. I think she has pictures.
Oh, she does. Okay. So
Okay.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
I am not the most disciplined person about being confined
Clearly.
to anything. I'm not.
From the
Like,
yeah, I've known you for a
that's
long
what
time.
it is.
Discipline
However, I
discipline
am not
doesn't come
exposing.
in.
Let me tell you, even if I go to the house party, I'm coming back home to myself. I'm not exposing anybody who's at all at risk. So
yeah.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to.
and I think even
What
for me
I'm
that's
trying
the
to
best thing. Like
control.
even my parents. Yeah.
Yeah. What I'm trying to control is who I expose myself to. Because me getting it, I feel like I'll be fine. But it's me exposing it to someone who's not as strong
So
as
you're saying, are you saying you're immune?
I don't think
There's an
I'm
exception
immune,
to.
but I feel
What
like
are you saying?
I feel like the variants to help me
I
survive
want
on
to
my side.
understand this because when I say have a cure and a treat, you're rolling your eyes and laughing and everything. Then here you are saying that you're immune to the whole thing.
I'm not saying I'm immune, but I'm saying with my health and everything like that, the statistics show that I'll be fine more than not. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, hey, we can go with that. We can go with that.
That's
okay,
it.
now is there who else had typed something before I finish up with just like
I've been seeing everything. I'm on deck. Okay, you need to get it together.
I'm sorry. We have to go like, okay, there's another one there.
In closed gates estates is gathering this past weekend. A certain guy in Utawala threw a party till Sunday 9 in the morning.
Please send me the names of these people who are throwing house parties because I need to inform the authorities. You know what? For this whole damn time, I'll be a snitch. I'll be a snitch. And I'll just be a snitch until it's over because it's not safe. It's just not safe. Can't you hold it, man? You think we don't like to party? You actually think, just go to my profile, tell me I don't like to party.
Let me tell you, I am doing my very best to contain myself, but I really am not about to start doing a whole whoopla about it because I get it.
Because next we have shisha parties. People are just smoking shisha everywhere.
Shisha? Whatever is that?
Okay, social
anyway,
distancing.
We gotta wrap this up because I'm starving.
Yeah. I know. Like just one more about social distancing. How are you coping up with that? Because we're talking about those gatherings and stuff. Like you said, you're trying to staying away from family, of course.
I'm staying away from people who's like a bit older, people who have like. I'm just trying to keep to my apartment as much as possible, and even if I go out, I just come back to my apartment and just be on my own. You know, like you might think that the issue is catching it. The issue is not catching it. The issue is being part of the people who spread it and people who like. There are some people who technically they're the ones who killed their grandparents because you went gallivanting, you came home, you exposed them. You didn't mean to, but they're not as strong as you. You know, so just be more conscious of spreading it more than catching it. You know, because people are just like, oh, if I put this, but then you go out, you have fun, you go home to a newborn. You know, like you're not thinking about this from the place of you might be the person who's spreading this to people who are not that strong.
Okay, one last thing before we just start finishing up. How about what are some of the things that you're doing to just, maintain your sanity through this whole pandemic? Because now it's a lot of more indoors and just chilling. It's practically chilling. And we know you don't have a boyfriend now, so you can't chill with anyone. So what are you doing
to
like just pass time?
I don't know why you keep announcing that I don't have a boyfriend. Who told you that?
Because I have people who are single always on my profile and they can always holler at you. I'm just trying to help you as a friend. What's wrong with you?
First of all, you don't know. I told you. You need to be asking me for updates every week. Is it still there? Is it still there? Is it still there?
Wait, you already have somebody else?
No, I don't. But I just need you to ask me for updates. Thank
Are
you
you
very
switching
much.
them up? But hey, listen. No, you do your thing though.
Anyway,
Uh,
Eve says, I feel like people
yeah.
are taking this thing lightly. What most people do not know is that the virus damages the lungs in such a way that you recover. There's a possibility you suffer from lung issues. Do you know what, Eve? Like, you seem to have so much information. Like, you should definitely spread that information way more, because some of us, like your sister Lydia, are just thinking that this will happen and then you just pass and your life is going to be fine, you know. But yeah, I'm trying to keep myself safe. As I said, I actually did a video on my IGTV about this. Number one, keep your 8 hours of sleep, because you need to rest right now and you need to have enough energy. Two, when you wake up, do your bed and change out of your pajamas. Make yourself feel like the day has started. Number three, I know we slump in our clothes that look crazy. Every so often, do something to make you feel good. You know, dress in a cute dress or some jeans or something. Do your makeup.
I see the way you dressed up for me to do this Instagram live.
No,
you
it
see,
wasn't
I
for
always
you,
appreciate you.
Fine. Anyway.
Wait, it wasn't for me?
No.
I listen. Okay. Oh, good. Well, I did all this for you.
All of that.
Just in case you haven't noticed yet.
I'm so sorry. You made so much effort. I'm taken back. I'm sorry I didn't notice before.
Yeah. So what other things are you doing to keep it funny?
So another thing is I make sure that I have something on my to-do list to look forward to. Right? Anything. And I'm a content creator, so I need to create a piece of content every day. That helps me have something to look forward to. And then when you tick the box, you feel achieved. It's a good feeling. Another thing is I'm limiting my time on social media, because social media is not any healthier now. We're just using it so much. Also, working out. I make sure that I'm working out pretty much every day. I'm taking a break today in between my weeks. But otherwise, I'm basically working out every day. And the other thing is checking on myself daily. Like, your mental state can deteriorate so fast if you're not checking in all the time. Do some affirmation, do some journaling, do a gratitude list. Make sure you're keeping yourself there. And last but not least, I do self-cares. Couple of hours every week, maybe on a Tuesday or something like that. So I'll do a face mask, like hair removal. I take an extra long shower. Maybe I do some of my nails, depending on what's happening at that time, you know, just to make sure that I'm giving some time.
Oh, like the pedi thing as well, the money pedi.
Exactly. Yes, just some time that says this time is for me and I'm important. You know, when you're on social media and all you're seeing is other people's lives, you get lost in that too. So it helps you bring it back a bit, you know. But for those who can't afford like all these face masks, surgery wards, or even the mani pedi, take your time doing the normal things. Take an extra long shower. When you're moisturizing your skin, don't run past your knees. Moisturize and sugua yourself a little bit. You know, when you're taking that cup of tea, savor that cup of tea. Get off social media. Listen to some inspiring music. Listen to a podcast. All of those things contribute to self-care. So those are the things I'm doing to make sure I stay sane.
How about those first of all, those are amazing things, and even just how you've like just jotted all of them down and saying, like, you know, you have this as an alternative. If this is not the case, you can take this as an alternative. Those are good options you're telling people. Even just working out, it actually just gives you some release by the time you go take a shower and relax. And then I've seen people like online doing like challenges and stuff. Is that something that has interested you, or what do you think about that?
I've already done a challenge. So I've done a
headstand. Is it the Don't Rush?
No, I haven't done the Don't Rush. I've done a headstand challenge. My sister made me do this. Sheesh. Like standing on your head. And I did it, and I loved it so much.
Standing on my what?
On your head.
Standing on my what?
Head.
Oh, I almost misinterpreted that wrong. Sorry. Go on.
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
Standing on my head, and the thing about that is, it's a thing that challenged you, and you did it. That's why you do it. You do it because of that feeling of challenging yourself and doing it. Do you get my point?
Challenge. Do split and send a video. try doing splits.
No one has nominated me. So unless you're gonna
Okay,
try,
I'll nominate.
You've
don't
gotta
want
try
to
it. You
smoke,
can't nominate
trust
someone
me.
without doing it.
Trust me. I got you. Don't make me do splits right now.
Do it.
Do the splits right now.
Do it.
Lift my legs right now.
Do it.
Okay, these pants are too tight, so I don't think it's a good idea now, but I'll still nominate you for that. But what do you think about the, because that's caught up really fast, and I'm seeing a lot of people doing it, Don't Rush Challenge. I find it interesting and amusing and also shocking as well, because I think it's good. I mean,
why is it shocking?
Because, I mean, I don't make this come out the wrong way, because,
oh God,
listen, I think there's some people that if I actually met them, or if like there was an emergency and I had to storm in their house, like let's say I was a cop and you're my friend, right? And somebody says there's an emergency, there's an intruder in that house, and we need you to go and rescue somebody in that house. I think if I had a gun and I stormed in that house, I might actually shoot this person that I know who's my friend. Because I've never seen them look like that before. I'm just saying that there's a lot of, those ones of like, so that's actually you? Okay, and it's not in a bad way, and I'll tell you where I'm going with this.
Yeah,
and
you'll tell me where you're
also
going
see.
Because that was horrible.
You see where I'm going? I don't know, let me tell you where I'm going with this. Because I've seen you, like, even in your posts, you post a lot, like, you're comfortable putting yourself on camera, whether you have makeup or no makeup. So, like, if I stormed into a house for an emergency rescue, I'd know this is Lydia. But there's some people be like, hey. Oh, wait, who's this? When people are reporting cops that cops are beating up people, even when people are trying to identify themselves, it's going to happen in this Don't Trash Challenge. So, guys, just be careful.
Do you know what? That is just so mean of you.
No. But you haven't thought about it that way? You are not, okay, let's just be honest. You haven't been shocked with people you've never seen without makeup before?
I don't know. Like I
know
follow
you'll be politically correct.
No. Let me tell you. I follow people who are in line with the kind of ways I like being. So most people who I follow, actually, majority of the females who I follow, I have seen them without makeup, because I don't want to be following anybody who perpetuates this idea that we are all perfect dolls all the time. I am so selective with the people who I follow. If you can see, I think I follow like 200 people or something like that, or 250 people. And majority of that are all like inspo pages, but the individuals who I follow are directly in line with my energy, what I want to be about, But
you see where I'm going with this. I'm just saying, because there's a lot of that online. There's a lot of that online where we just see perfection. So for the first time, you have to excuse me if I've never seen you look like that, and I'm not used to seeing you like that. So it's just a bit. And if you ask any guy's opinion, they're just like, this, I'm already always seeing this, but I didn't know, like, this is how you look without makeup. But it's also like, it's a good and just something that's weird at the same time for guys. For chicks, they completely understand that whole story. And I mean, because I'm not here to like just downplay anyone's, don't trash challenge. I'm just saying it's interesting for us. It's just like, that's nani. But yeah, okay. So yeah, I think I think I think we can say we actually have done quite a long podcast.
That's crazy.
It's 1 hour, 30 minutes.
What?
Yeah. Actually, I'll just post it as part 1 and part 2.
Hey, that's a lot. Hey, Lydia, you can talk. Hey.
Yeah, I can talk today. But it's chemistry, Don't forget that.
I agree. I think we have a very good vibe.
Yeah. Okay, so now, just winding this up, what message would you like to just give people during going through this whole pandemic period? Just like a word of encouragement to just let them know what they can do, how they can cope with it, and also tell people where they can find you in social platforms as we wind up.
Okay, so first things first, it takes the same amount of energy to have faith as it does to worry. So this is just a choosing game. It's up to you which way you choose to be seeing this, no matter what your circumstances are, because we are all getting hit in some kind of way. So wake up every single day with the intention of trying to see what you can do in this situation to help yourself grow. If it's mentally, if it's spiritually, if it's financially, that should be your focus right now. Because if you just focus on what you're losing, you're just gonna keep losing that. Do you see what I mean? So have faith, stay positive, and do the very best you can with what you are handed. And this is it for us. But yeah, stay positive, and thank you so much for joining us live. This has been dope. Thank you so much for having me, John, as usual.
Thank you. I'll disturb you
I'm
again.
Lydia KM on all social media handles.
Wow. So there you have it, guys. We have to call it a wrap because we've really extended this. We have really extended
too
it.
much.
And,
Too
you know,
much.
not unless you want to extend it, you know,
no, I'm
sidebar.
so hungry right now. I need to go.
Okay. You have a lovely evening, and, you know,
too.
keep taking good care of yourself. And thanks for joining me. I know I just caught you off guard also, like just with the whole thing, like, let's do this tomorrow.
This is how I look on a daily basis.
Thanks for coming through.
Thank you so much, John.
You look amazing. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Good night. Bye-bye. And thank
Bye.
you so much for everybody who tuned in. Make sure you subscribe to the Kisscapades podcast and make sure you follow Lydia KM.
Thank you.
Right? Did I get it right?
You did.
Okay. Goodbye, guys. Thank you.